I'm Kiara.
Hi, I'm Tanesha, and you're now entering the sister chat. Welcome to Main Event Mamas. I have no clue why I just did it like that. Anyway,
That's right. And we are back for our wrestling episode. Excited to unpack Night of Champions, SmackDown, Raw, the insanity that has happened in the last week. There's just so much going up as we're leading towards Saturday Night Main Event and to Evolution, which is fast approaching. Fast. And I've thoughts, but before we do that, we want to thank you for joining us. We want to remind you to hit that subscribe button that'll appear somewhere around here and take a moment to be the first to know when we have our new stuff. I mean, you want to know when we're dropping the knowledge about wrestling or rumors or our takes on just about anything. You're going to want to make sure you hit that subscribe button. And now, back to your regularly scheduled segment. The streets are talking.
those streets.
So,
Take it to the streets.
quite a few things in the streets. Quite a few things in the streets this week. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is Britt Baker. So, she was a big star in AEW, not so much lately, but she's teasing her exit, or there's some rumors afoot saying that she wants out of her contract, but AEW is not really likely to do so. So, she dropped an Instagram post about new beginnings, essentially, and being worried, about your worth somewhere, and maybe you're at the wrong place. ... So, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Britt Baker was one of the reasons I started watching AEW and watched it so religiously for a while. I don't know what to call what happened to her last match against Mercedes because that was I don't know what happened there. But we haven't really seen her much after that. Not very much. It's just a whole bunch of rumors, a whole bunch of talking. So I know you didn't watch AEW, probably have no idea who I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
do I think that she would do well in WWE? I think she should start, if she were to move over, she would start in NXT. Period. But I do think her character as, Britt Baker DMD is marketable as hell because she really is a dentist. And with the proper training.
Wait, she's really a dentist?
Yes, she
Like she
is.
practiced dentistry or she
She
just.
does. Or she
Oh.
did until I think her fame got to be too much and people were just showing up to get their teeth cleaned.
I mean, technically,
I mean, it wasn't a
that's good
bad
for
thing, I'm sure, for
business.
the office,
I'm gonna say
but
it's good for business, isn't it not?
not probably good for her, though. Like, not a safe situation when people are just showing up, "Can you sign my teeth?" I mean, you don't want that. It's your job in your workplace. So, I mean, I think with proper training, she would do well with NXT, and I especially think because I do think NXT is one of the hottest divisions in all pro wrestling, and so if she wanted to jump ship, if they allowed her to jump ship, NXT would be a great destination, or even TNA. But I definitely think she needs a little bit more experience coming out of the AEW system. That's just my thinking around that. All right, next one. Let's talk about El Grande Americano and Ludwig Kaiser's weird, creepy indie in the background of their segments. And then also, surprise, El Grande Americano showed up this week. What's up with that?
I don't know. It was a big loud thunder. You heard that?
No, but I was asking about El Grande
Oh.
Americano. I didn't hear thunder. Sorry.
I think it's stupid.
Okay.
Because, first off, if you're going to try to pass off that someone else is Grande Americano,
Mm-hmm.
at least make sure he's the same height. Because all of a sudden, his neck grew, I don't know how many inches.
So you think Ludwig Kaiser is masquerading as El Grande Americano?
I guess. Because it sure ain't.
Well, Chad's out, so.
Right, exactly. Which means, like I
I
said,
mean, could be.
like I said,
The
that
internet
was
is
stupid.
undefeated in receipts.
Stupid.
So
It was real stupid.
it seems
Just
suspect.
stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid. Anyway.
I mean, I get wanting to keep this gimmick going, but I thought Ludwig was pretty good on his own. I wanted to see him kind of step out into his own story. He's an excellent wrestler.
Oh,
He
you
could
mean
have had
like
a
Lou
great
with like the dude who was with sorry, my brain
Gunther.
really just my brain just kicked in. I said, "Oh,
I was waiting for that to happen. It's fine. It's fine. That's what happens when we do back-to-back episodes. Yeah, no, I definitely that was the other member of,
I know Chell Wiles, okay.
Imperium. Sorry,
Yes.
I couldn't
Mhm.
remember for the life of me what it was called a second ago.
I just called it procedure wrestling in my head, so you know. That's all they kept talking about, how we are procedure wrestling.
Anyway,
Anyway.
anyhow, yeah, the internet's undefeated. I don't know
I
why we're
mean, it
still
makes sense
proceeding with
because, I
this.
mean, now, now that makes sense. But then that makes me feel like, did y'all really know he was gonna get hurt? Like, what?
No, because remember they were trying to figure out how to have them in the same place at the same time. So I wouldn't say this is even the first time. I definitely don't think it's the first time. All right, so let's talk about some Cody and Roman news. Looks like they may both be getting roles in the Street Fighter movie because why not? I mean, I told you before, a lot of our wrestling friends are doing a lot of Hollywood work. So, I thought it was a little comical that it'd be both of them
Street Fighter?
potentially though.
Street
Okay,
Fighter?
let's talk about Street Fighter. First of
Street
all,
Fighter.
that movie was actually good, I think, in
I'm
the
not saying it's
90s.
not. Right, but what I'm saying is, if we know what Street Fighter is,
Yes, we do.
them two, Street Fighters, don't see it.
Okay, I need to send you some pictures then because you got to see the characters they're playing.
I'm not saying the characters that they're playing, but what I'm saying is,
You don't see them as Street Fighter.
no.
It's a movie, babe.
Why are we killing my childhood?
Because they have nothing else to make. Don't know. I don't know. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
make the Marine again and put one of them
Oh my
in there.
God, you and this Marine today. What's happening? No, we're not doing any more Marine. No, let it die. Let it go where
Okay, so
it is.
come up with another thing. Maybe not the Marine, but maybe the Armed Corps. I don't know. The Navy, the CIA. I don't know. Something.
Okay, well, we also want to congratulate Roman. The streets are saying he has a new
Yes,
baby, so that's exciting.
that is a little salty, but it's okay.
I don't even know where to go with that. So we just want to leave wish you very well. And then lastly, I want to take a moment to talk about AJ Lee taking a picture in some of her gear, what looked like.
She did. I didn't see that.
It was on Instagram, I believe. I saw it on X because I was just scrolling. And she had on kind of like the leg things with the
Now I gotta look. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll send it to you eventually. But anyway, she
Okay.
had them on and it had a very vague caption. And I was like, personally think she's messing with the audience again because
I mean,
why
her
not?
husband did do her move,
He did.
the Willow. I forgot what it's called. I want to say it's
Didn't you
Willow
say
Peak, but that's not
did
what
you
did I
say the
say.
Black Widow? Was that
I
what?
did. Oh, that's right. Thank you. I was about to say Willow's Peak, and I was like, that is not it, girl.
Well, I'll give you some time to check that out. I just think they're messing with the audience because, well, however, on the other hand, if she wanted to come back, Evolution would be a good time.
It would. But I'm not sure if they ended on bad terms, and that's why she hasn't come back. I think they didn't take her mental health serious. If I
That.
remember reading into it and understanding why. She was actually one of the first wrestlers I actually followed on Instagram before I started following everybody else because I was just so into her style.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I felt like when she left, it was like abrupt because it was like, what do you mean? Why? She's very popular. Why are you not signing her again? What's wrong with you? And then reading, and I think she talked about it in her book, but I felt like it was because they didn't take her mental health seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and it was also hurting her mentally because she is bipolar.
Right. But not just that. It's also the way they treated Punk too. I'm sure that wasn't
Probably too. That's why I forgot that they're married.
they
But
also did that
yes,
too. But yeah, no, I think a one night return would be awesome for a lot of her fan base. Remember, I wasn't watching at the time, so I was not super familiar. I've seen some of her work though, and I liked it. So I'd love to see her. I mean,
especially when she would flip around and get you, and she got you in the Black Widow. You be like, oh no, I got her. And she be like, I got you now. You can't do nothing.
yeah.
I think there was a couple people who actually like were able to reverse it, but most people couldn't reverse that. That was the end deal.
That deal.
Yeah.
Well, I'll watch some more tapes to find out about that. All right. Before we get into Night of Champions, I want to take a moment and talk about this punkonomics situation because we didn't get a chance to do that last week. Sorry, we were out of time. But I know you put a post up on TikTok to share
I
your thoughts
did.
on it.
I
But
did.
to me, I thought it was fantastic. And I'm not the biggest fan of CM Punk, but to me, Punk is the heel that John Cena wants to be.
Ooh.
Like the way that, and I know he's not really a heel per se, he kind of walks that line, but the way he carries himself is so naturally antagonistic
Mm.
that you get it. Like, even when you see him and Seth, it's like on site, there's no ifs, ands, and buts. It doesn't matter where they are, what they're doing, what else they're supposed to be doing. It's just is. And even the way he approached John Cena and those one-liners, they were rough. Hiring X is back and why people are quitting and that he still can't wrestle. Um, it's messed up. But I thought it was effective. I thought it was a great way to get started into Night of Champions, which is just our moment to go ahead and talk through the matches because, ooh, that was interesting. It was definitely interesting, to say the least. All right, so I would love to go in order, but I'm not. I'm not gonna go in order. I'm gonna start with Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross
That was
in
a
that
good
match. I
that was a
thought it
good
was a great
match.
match. I thought it was good use of Karrion. I thought Sami and Karrion look great together. I love that Sammy's such an amazing presence for the Saudi audience. However, I really wish Karrion had won. I really feel like that could have been his moment to win and didn't love. I mean, we know what happened on Raw, excuse me, but I wish he had won. I just think that would have been a great fit for this story. But either way, he looked great, and so did Sammy.
I mean, yes, I get what you're saying that you wish that Karrion would have won, but I felt like Sammy winning was the beginning because you got to remember on SmackDown, the way he punched that Negro in his mouth.
Wasn't it Raw?
That
Okay.
was on SmackDown. That was the night before.
Okay.
No? Or was it
It
Raw?
doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The way he punched him in his mouth.
Oh, yeah, the way he punched him in the mouth.
That was serious. It was.
That was a serious, like, I am tired of you talking. I'm so tired of you in my ear
It was
talking
deep.
all your junk. Like, you know what? It probably was Raw because they said if he went to SmackDown, blah, blah, blah. But either way. But we didn't talk about it. Did we talk about it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I felt like that led up to, I felt like Sammy did need to win because I'm coming in hot. I punched you in your mouth because I'm tired of hearing your mouth.
Fair.
However, I think as we saw on Raw, that their story ain't over. It's still continuing. And I even felt like after the match was over, I don't think it was over then either. I don't think this was a one and done because Karrion has been messing with him episode after episode after episode. So
Agreed.
I don't think that one match would have been it. But I'm happy that they are using Karrion. And we finally did see him in a match and on top of that, in a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, I love their entrance. I love Scarlett.
Yes. I'm a little obsessed with Scarlett. I
I
can't
love
help
her
it.
because it's like when she was walking and it was like even her outfit, I was like, yes, girl, don't let them not let you bling yourself out. Go ahead, bling out. And I'm like, show me that silhouette, lady. Keep it moving. And then and I'm sitting here singing her part, time is here. And I was like, yeah. And then
Same.
even though we know he's in the ring, but just what is how they do the camera
entrance.
work to make him
Yeah.
come out. And you're like, yeah, you're like, ah.
Yes. It's cool. I have to
It's
admit
so
that.
cool. I feel like his entrance is one of the coolest entrances I've ever seen, especially with him having his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see like even in his matches, you can see like the love that they have in his
Yeah, and
match.
their
Because
chemistry.
I think he even blew her a kiss during the match with Sammy. I was like, not you over there admiring your wife while you beat somebody up. That's what I'm talking about. Give me,
Mine. Still
yeah,
top of mine.
yeah, go ahead, let her know. You still up here, boo boo. You still here. Bah, bah.
It was good. I thought it was a great showing. I was like, look
Absolutely,
at y'all both look so good here.
absolutely,
And it was about
absolutely.
time that they put him on a PLE because it's crazy just not to see him. All right, let's talk about Rhea and Raquel Rodriguez because Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, that street fight was brutal as all get out. There's a couple moments that scared me in it, but I thought it was also a really good match. The only problem I had is that their gear was too similar. So it was like black and silver, black, and also silver. Shout out to Roxanne coming out with black and purple to differentiate the different. That was the
I mean,
only
I feel like she would have
problem
been
I had.
different anyway because she was short. compared to the two powerhouses that was
I
in the
mean,
ring.
she could have
I
came
mean,
out in the same I mean, no, she highlighted the Judgment Day. There was some purple. She was standing. She's like, "This is me, letting y'all know I'm down for y'all." Whereas both of them literally look like they were wearing variations of the exact same thing. And I get it because Rhea's thing is black, right?
mhm.
But I was like, this could have been a moment for Raquel to do a little purple and black or something. My biggest issue is when their gear is so similar, it can kind of detract from things. And also, you don't see things as clearly as you might if they had different color gear. I don't know why this happened. So if anyone out there has a story, I mean, that's cool, whatever. That was my only note was the wardrobe choice. But versus that, I thought the match was fantastic. I thought that Rhea looked good. I thought that Raquel looked good. It was good to see her, like I said, come out of the shadow of kind of
Mhm.
Liv, and see a little bit more of her work. My God, when she
When they were
power
on that
bombed
table.
Rhea, I was like,
Oh,
did she hit her head? Did she hit her
oh.
head? I was like freaking out watching it. It was intense and it was very fun for the kind of match it was to be a street fight.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely got a little scared once they both were on that table and she went for the riptide. I was like, "Are y'all serious? Do y'all realize how tall you are and you're on the table on the rope? So it's not even like you stepped on the table. You on the rope, the top rope, no less."
Yep.
So I'm happy that no one hurt themselves in
Same.
that process. Um, but I did like the fact that we were actually seeing Raquel back at herself. And that was good to actually see two powerhouses going toe to toe and reminding us why they are powerhouses.
Agreed. Agreed. I thought it looked great. And I thought, like I said, that we got to see a little bit more of Raquel's attitude on
Hmm.
Raw. And I was like, thank you. I know she's in there. Come hang out with us. I mean, Diesel couldn't stay silent forever. I mean, he eventually started talking. So please. All right. So let's talk this insane United States Championship match because with Jacob and Solo, we both got this totally wrong.
Yeah, I don't think we were expecting someone else to come out and someone else to come back. Oh, excuse me. And what I did not expect Jimmy not to show up either. I didn't, especially on SmackDown when they had their little conversation. It made it seem like, all right, I got your back. I don't need you to get my bag, but I
Yeah,
got your
but I'm
back.
here.
Like
Right.
I'm here, you here. Like
He
how they
told him,
were.
"Get where you fit in." That's what he said.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was shocking to see that he was not coming down to the ring to help him,
No.
especially after seeing that there was interference. So it was just like,
A lot
hmm.
of interference
I
at
mean,
that.
yes, on
Like,
top of that, but it was just like, and then what are they doing? What are they doing? This should not, if I swear to God, if they say this is the Bloodline 3.0, I am going to go to the bonkers of the world because the Bloodline is over. Because our tribal chief is right now being dad to somebody else. And then when he comes back, he ain't going to be tribal chief no more. So we need to stop this nonsense.
I can understand that.
Maybe it should be called the Samoan tribe.
You know what? I don't hate that. Or the
Oh, I like
tribe or
that.
something like that
I
because
like that.
here's the
Because
thing. That's not bad. I kind of like that the name you just gave it because here's my thing. We thought this situation was over, but Solo said he's still about to be a boss of somebody. You know what I'm saying? So we got returns. We got a new Samoan. Wait, is he Samoan or is
I don't
he?
know. Or he could be the Samoan mob. Boss. Samoan Bob Mafia Mafia of Samoa.
Samoa Mafia.
Yeah,
That could be a
because
guy's one.
clearly that's what we're trying to give. Remember, I told you you had so and so back there act like he was some goon, and Solo was thinking he was watching too many Godfathers.
Yes. I mean, it it's complicated to me because I'm at the point where I'm like, I thought we were done. They're not done. We got more people. I am still confusion because I mean, I thought this wasn't working before, and maybe they thought it wasn't working because it was just less people. But even when there was more people, I didn't feel like it was working. But what I will say is Solo's post match with the IC title interview, I was in stitches because that man is funny. Um, and if we got to see more of that personality, it differentiates him from this Roman thing. So, like I said last week, I would like to see them, and you've said, evolve into a new group with new music, with like a new packaging, because it's not a bloodline anymore. Like now it's, like you said, like a Samoa something.
Like
And
you don't
maybe
even
not
got
even that because
the flaha. What was it called? What's it called? The red thing.
Ofafala.
Yes, I had it in my head. I just wasn't sure if that was what was
I
said.
think I said it right. Y'all can correct me
I'm
100%.
sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Ulafala.
But he
Sorry,
don't even
y'all.
have that no more, which means that doesn't make you the tribal chief.
Fair.
Which means that's not a bloodline. Or maybe you could be the Samoan dynasty. Ooh,
Yeah, you've come up with quite a few. You're on a roll today.
I am.
You're on a roll. That's great. Any of them is fine. Like if you're gonna have a faction, cool. Even though we weren't sure it was working before. But if so, we're just missing the brother to come back who does the thing. I don't know. Yeah, that thing. Whatever that is. I probably did it wrong. It's cool. But whatever that thing is, we just
Feel
need
the
him to come
sound.
back. I always think giggity giggity when I see it.
Giggity, giggity.
Yes. That's what I think. It's all that late night cartoon situation with my husband when I was having children. But anyway, whatever that is, I feel like it's time for a repackaging of this situation. Like if we're going to be a US champion, then let's do it. I like what's going on with Jacob and Jimmy, but they need help. So,
I mean, right now Jay's doing his thing. I'm
yeah,
not
they need
saying
help
Jay is
though.
not gonna probably come help them here or there, but he's doing his thing.
But they need
So
help.
they do need help. But
So who
maybe
could
this
be
is
a
when
viable
Roman
help?
needs to come back. I know you just had a baby, but come back.
I mean, yes, he could come back, but don't come back for that. Like, we got some CM
Just
Punks
come back
and
for
Paul
wreck
Heyman
everyone and
situation.
leave so I can get more of these shirts and sweatshirts. So can you come back with that?
That's fair. Merch opportunities. I thought it was a great match though. It was still brutal. It was all the interferences was cool. I'm heartbroken that Jacob lost the title
I
so
know.
fast because I
He
just was
definitely deserved
so
it to last
excited.
a little bit longer.
Right. To see him to have it a lot longer because I just think he's phenomenal. But the fact that it took all of them to take him down was something. It said something deeply. All right, let's get into our King and Queen of the Ring finals. We'll start with Asuka versus Jade Cargill.
Oh, I knew
Are you
you
going
were
to say
gonna start
something nice?
there.
Let's listen closely. Is it there?
Will say that she has still improved, but she should not have won. She should have not won the ring of the
There
Queen
she
of the
go.
Ring.
Listen, I
Cause
thought she
then
looked
it
from a
leads to
star.
because it leads her
She looked
to
like
a
a star.
title match. She doesn't need one yet. But I get where I think they're probably trying to take this, but I think it's stupid.
You always think it's stupid when it's Jade. But
I
I
did
thought
like
she
her
looked like a
outfit.
star with the storm, all the things, even though poor baby got the snow caught on her eyelashes. And I was like, I'm so sorry, babe, but you look great. It was very striking and very beautiful. And I thought she did a great job with presentation. Of course, I'm always happy to see Asuka.
However, I did not like the audience booing
No.
and then saying whatever else they were saying that I understand. But that
Yeah, I don't
was
know what
not
they were saying either, and nobody was
I did not
confirming.
appreciate I didn't appreciate that, and I also didn't appreciate when they were talking about in post show that they were just saying a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, I get it. Everyone has a title to their opinion, but I guess being the strong black women that we are, watching a fellow, even though I may not like her per se, but I still don't think she deserved to be booed.
No.
I don't think she did. I think she deserved the respect that she should have got. Like I said, her outfit was amazing. I will give her that. Her outfit was amazing. And fine, I'll say that she wrestled pretty good, but that's all you're gonna get out of me.
Okay.
And
I still love you, Jade. I'm just saying.
but I do like, was it SmackDown when was it SmackDown? Naomi came out and was like, I may go against y'all. So I get it. I get what they're probably trying to do, and probably Bianca will be back at around that time, and it'll be like them going against each other. But
And
however, there could have been other ways to get there.
I mean, that's fair. My biggest issue, it did get a little clunky later in the match, but for the most part, it was really good. I don't love how the Saudi audience treats Black women in particular. It makes it hard to appreciate them as an audience because they're usually pretty lively, though I will admit they were a little more dead during this event for some reason. I wasn't quite sure why, but it just I don't love that they booed her because she didn't deserve it. Period. She just didn't deserve it. And I thought they did a great job. They put on a show and it was worthy of the respect that it got. It did seem like they were a lot more respectful towards Asuka, but honestly, I don't know what that last chant was. I couldn't understand it and couldn't interpret it. So overall, I thought the match was great though. I was like, y'all did a good job. All right, let's talk Randy and Cody
Oh, I
because
was about to say one more thing.
okay, go ahead.
I was gonna give Jade her kudos for even
Okay.
when she was doing her post-win speech,
Okay.
saying even through the boos that she's
Yes.
still representing herself and showing, showing strength and things of that nature. And I think that was important to note that I
Yes.
hear y'all, but you see what's happening? I'm still elevating myself to a different level, which means you booing me doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, I know where my mine is and where my level is. So I have to give it to her because she is very smart. I do know she's very
Yes.
smart, and um so that was I want to give her kudos for that and give her the respect for that.
I love that you did that. I really do. I almost want to take a moment and revel in it because finally you see the joy I have at looking at Jade a little, just a little on the JDA side. And I take every moment of that seriously. And I don't think you could have said anyone could have said it any better. So let's just move on to the Randy and Cody of it all, which also a very, very, very good match. I will say I do think that one lived up to the hype because I thought they did a really great job together. I thought they made great partners. The match was fun. It was full of like impactful moves. Randy had me holding my breath about this back because I'm like, Lord, every time. It was great to see the RKO and the cutter kind of go back and forth. I just thought it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal match for both of them. Do I think Cody needed it though? No. But did I know he was going to get it? Yes. Um, because I don't think Cody needed it. I think that him having these championship opportunities while they're good, I think he still needs to come back and chase it. Like he's been out of the mix a little while, and I don't know that I want him going back against John Cena, even though, yeah, of course, that's probably where we're going. But in true WWE faction, it just feels like Randy's getting left a little bit because this could have been an opportunity for Randy to go against John Cena, and I would have liked to see that a little bit more. Also, Randy's, please stop favoring that back. We're not going to get over watching you with back problems if you keep doing that to us, and it makes me feel like our time is ticking to have you. So I just am not. I don't want to see that anymore. It stresses me out every time. Like, is he okay? Oh my God. But I did love that little video of him winking at his daughter while
Oh,
he
I didn't
was
see it.
wrestling. It was very, very cute. He said, "I love you." He mouthed, "I love you," and then he winked at her while he was selling, and it was the sweetest thing. I was like, "He's just such a great dad," and made me all warm and fuzzy a bit. So what'd you think about the match?
I mean, the match was good. Um, of course, watching Randy and Cody together, I think it's magic. Yes, of course, him in his back. It's like, sir, how much is this a sell and how much is this actually hurt? Which
Right?
one is it? Yeah, I just need to know. But I am annoyed that Randy didn't win. And that's just because I think it was Randy's time. And just so he can I think it was important for him to redeem himself. Especially even last year. He was in the tournament last year and he lost to Gunther.
Right.
And
I didn't
and
like
it was
that
just
either.
like, I think it was time. He should have just redeemed himself because we already know Cody's gonna get another opportunity. I don't think SummerSlam is the right opportunity right now, knowing that he's not going to win the title. Like at the end of the day, we know he's not gonna win the title at SummerSlam. So why give him that another opportunity right now?
To just lose?
Yeah, to just lose. A-
Yeah.
And then what? When it's time for John Cena to really be done and he's on his last show, then give it to Cody again? Like, we're not using the right amount of people.
No, it
Like,
feels like they're doing the same thing they did to Kevin Owens, where he had like 55 matches against Roman. And after a while, you were like, come on, maybe he should get the title for a bit. Like,
yeah.
he's phenomenal. And like, every time it happened, like, we get it. Roman was supposed to stay a champion for thousands of days. Honestly, after a while, it got annoying to realize he
Mhm.
wasn't going to lose the title, even though, huge Roman fan regardless. But it feels like this is where we are with John Cena and Cody. It also feels like John Cena and Punk, I think Triple H said that they're done. They're not gonna face each other again, and I was like, "Why are you telling us that?" Like, I don't know why you felt the need to share that particular tidbit with us. You coulda just left us wondering, because the way that he won, we'll get into that in
Also,
a
we're
bit.
gonna get into that because I got thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and
Do
feelings. Well, do you want to get into it? Because I'm pretty done. I
read
got I said what I said. I mean, I think Randy should have won. I
Yes.
think I felt like he had more to prove to himself
Mhm.
by winning. And I'm not saying that he doesn't think he's, amazing, but let's think about it. We're also human. So
Mhm.
he may already know in the back of his head he does have the time ticking and he's trying to do X, Y, and Z. And at some point, yes, you're okay with pushing stars, but when is it going to be your turn? When is it going
Yes.
to be your turn now? Because just like with John Cena, right? Before he decided he was going to retire,
Mhm.
every time he kept coming back, oh, I'm going for my whatever, I guess 18,
It was
17
the 17th. Mhm.
title. I'm gonna keep going for it. I'm gonna keep going for it. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then he would never get it. That's what I feel like they're doing with Randy. And it's just like,
It's annoying.
does he need to go on a retirement tour and then he gets the title too? Like what do we need to do to get him to get
They better
the
not.
recognition that he needs
Right.
right now in this moment? It's all about giving their flowers while they're here versus, you
After
know,
they're gone
after they're gone.
or on their way out the door.
On the way out
I
the door.
agree. All right, let's talk this John Cena and CM Punk match because listen, was I'm gonna let you start. Mhm.
You're gonna let me start. Okay.
That's right.
So this match was good. However, I don't understand why Seth came out. I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it. Like, I get it, like, you were trying to fuck with him, but at the same time, I think John asked for your help because John was like, why are you here? What is the purpose of you being here? I didn't ask for you. I didn't call for you. I did not send for you. I don't know what was happening. He already knocked out the ref, so he was
Mhm.
already going to do what he was going to do so he could win. So it was just like, and then of course, then that pissed me off because then you see CM Punk on the count for like 21. You're like, so no one's gonna run down here. No one, zero.
Yeah.
No one ran.
Except
No,
Seth.
except Seth. All of a sudden, Seth shows up. Nigga, what you doing? You got a rough shirt on? What you coming down here for? Like what? Like what you doing? You cashing in? What? We're making this a triple
And they
threat?
can't cash it without a referee, so I was like, you still need one.
Like what we doing? Then you got here Braun, and you got Breaker. Wait, no, what's his name?
Bronson and Braun.
Thank you.
You can call
Bronson.
him Braun, CM Punk
Yeah,
did.
I was like, I don't, And it's just like, here they come to do your dirty work because for whatever reason, you just want this to be the easiest win ever.
Please work smarter, not harder, I keep
I
telling you.
get it. I understand that. But the same token, it was just like, why are you here? Are you cashing in because you don't have a ref? I don't understand why you are here. Are you going to? And then he proceeds to call the ref because now it's like, are you cashing yourself in? They don't look like they're down. Like down enough for you to win. I mean, did you know where John Cena was? I don't think y'all knew where anything was. Because if you
Mhm.
did, you would have saw that he was about to take your ref out. Like I don't. It was just a lot going on just for the end for John Cena to end up taking his help.
Yes, yes. But I really F with the kind of petty that Seth is. Like, I love that he said he flew there just to make sure CM Punk didn't win. Like, I love continuity, and that story has been consistent. He does not like, will never like, don't want to be near ever CM Punk. He's never, if he has the opportunity to interfere, going to allow CM Punk to be champion. Doesn't matter, skipping or whatever. He said, not never. As long as I am breathing, this man will not be champion. And you know what? He's standing 10 toes down, and I respect that. Like, it is so funny. I laughed my behind off as soon as I saw him because I was like, look at Seth keeping to his word. He gonna make sure he gonna be real clear on the fact that there will be absolutely no championship for CM Punk. Now, the match was fun. I admit that. But it didn't move the needle to me until really Seth came out and the shenanigans continued because I really felt like that made much more entertaining towards the end. I was cracking up. I was like, oh, looks like we're missing poor referee who always gets like every time. John Cena, I hope you giving everybody gifts that you are just abusing on your way out the door, particularly the referees, because they don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't deserve that. Charles Robinson, I see you. You ain't deserve that
Yeah,
situation.
that was like, and sorry.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
right. Wrong place, wrong time. But you didn't deserve that. And I definitely think overall it made it much more entertaining than it was to me. Again, sometimes the audience got a little, again, I couldn't tell if they were excited or not. Like, it was very confusing about their reactions. Excuse me, their reactions. So I wasn't sure like what was quite the dynamic, but I thought this show overall was really good. I was like, I would give it a solid B. I enjoyed it. Really thought it was a good and definitely is taking us to our next set of events in a really good way. And considering that it's like Night of Champions is kind of like a mini PLE in a way, it kind of makes sense.
I do have one riff.
Okay.
The next time we have Night of Champions, it should be what it was originally for.
Yes.
Night of Champions.
That.
Championships. Not two, not one. Most of them. Majority of the championships. At the time, we only had, a certain amount of numbers. But all of them. Shoot, y'all could have brought back the European Championship. You could have brought back but they could have brought back anything
yes, I get it.
To, Night of Champions. We got this random little tournament for this championship. Like, there were so many.
We had that last year. Remember, everyone got belts last year.
Yes. But then that also was stupid because the same person who was they got the belt and it was like, well, why?
I didn't love that Cody got to
and the
he
ring
got a
or
crown
something.
and a belt. I didn't get that. I was like, why?
Listen, I don't know. But either way, can we please? I know my voice may not matter to a lot of people, but WWE, can we please, if anything, put it back to what it was? Night of Champions was for Night of Champions. Either they switched over and got new hands, or they stayed the same. And I get it. We have the women's Evolution coming up, but we also you could have put the tag team titles. The Raw and the Smack team could have been on there. You could have had.
You could have replaced some of these.
Yeah. You could have replaced some of these matches and made them title matches.
Yeah.
But
I definitely agree. I definitely think Rhea and Sami's could have been done on TV. And then the 2 tag team matches could have switched, and that would have made it much more of a, hey, this is a Night of Champions. It made me think like maybe you need to rename it because it's not Night of Champions. Maybe it's just a night in Saudi. You know what I mean? Like,
or like it could have just been the King of the Ring. Like,
you know what? That's true. Even though there's only 2 matches. You know what I miss?
But even with the King of the Ring, they still had other matches, but you had that was your main attraction, was your King of the Ring.
Yes, but you know what I miss?
What?
When King of the Ring, they required them to wrestle how many ever nights in that particular event. Like, I would love it to go back to where you got to like the semifinals and the finals and then the actual like match to me for the brackets for both the men and the women, because I feel like that would also fill up the card while showing a plethora of amazing talent. Because I thought those matches were fantastic. We talked a little bit about it last week about the different matchups and how people look together. And I was like, I would love to see them do a marathon, almost like a gauntlet all the way to the end, because I feel like those were the most fun to watch, is watching people like beat other people and then keep going on, knowing they were tired. Like, you remember watching Steve Austin like
Yes.
drag himself?
Yes.
He got
Yes.
injured and then still came back from the hospital to finish. Like, that was iconic. You're never going to forget something like this. Whereas, regardless of this and the matches, it's going to be a little forgettable in the next couple months. We're not going to even remember this happened, or that nothing significant enough happened that it would call like, oh, wow, this is amazing. So, yes, either give us actual championship matches and call it Night of Champions, or let it be the King Ring and let the finals and the semifinals take place there. Not necessarily in Saudi, wherever you decide to do it. There's also, I forgot to add this to the Streets Are Talking. There's also a rumor that they are planning to do 3 events in Saudi next year. And I was like, please don't. I understand that they invest quite a bit in WWE, and this is the thank you for them. But I want to continue to see crowds from around the world, and I don't think it makes sense to, especially with the dial back in the house shows, to keep doing that, because I feel like you're just cutting more and more people out of their opportunity to experience what we love about WWE.
Affordability.
That's y'all need to make y'all tickets affordable, so that you can continue to groom the next generation. Because now I'm like, can I afford to take my family of 4 to a wrestling event? Like,
Why do I have to do a payment plan to come see you?
that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be like, we're going to have to watch it on TV. Whereas before, we went a million times. I mean, we went so many times. That's how we became such lasting fans of it, even now as adults, as parents. And I'm like, I can't share that with my kids when you guys want to price us out of the opportunity.
All right.
Let's
On
pause
to
for a
Raw.
sec. Let's pause.
All right. Now let's get to it. Raw.
100%.
Let's talk about it. Do you want to start from the beginning, or are we just gonna go with whatever we are?
Going, what we always do. Let's talk about Seth and Gunther's segment.
Okay.
Because you know how I don't give two flipping biscuits about
Ooh, flipping biscuits. Ooh.
Gunther and Goldberg, because ain't no way you gonna make me care about this. There's nothing you can do except add Seth. So thank you for Seth coming out and enlivening up this segment, because I like Gunther, but there's just some extra spice that Seth brings to it. I think I said before, like, his level of petty is, I F with that heavy. Like, I love that he's consistently petty, and I think that he and CM Punk, like, their petty matches each other. So I'm like, thank you for bringing all this out, plus an LA Knight situation, because Seth thought he had gotten away from CM Punk, and then there was popcorn behind him, and then voila, LA Knight is right here.
Classic.
So I loved it. I loved it. I was like, thank you for making this segment something I'm looking forward to.
I definitely, the moment that Seth came out, I said, oh, this is about to get messy. This is about to get stupid. And then, of course, I'm going, sir, why everybody gotta see you? Like, you like see me, me, and Paul Heyman is like, oh, and I'm like, oh, and then of course, I do zone out after a while, because I'm like, y'all just talking too much. I don't. Why you talk so much? Why? This is wrestling. We're not supposed to talk that
That's
much.
crazy.
Like, you're supposed to like give me the segue, but it shouldn't be where. I mean, so I was definitely happy that Seth came out, because Gunther, I was like, sir, okay. I get it. You are this prestige, but you're boring as fuck. I don't understand.
You think Gunther's boring?
When it comes to like his promo, it was too long. It was just like, okay, we get
Again,
it. You're gonna
it's because you don't care.
That's true. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
We don't care. All the stuff that happened between Gunther and Goldberg was how many years ago? 2, 3? Like, listen, we don't have that kind of attention span.
You know what? You're right. My attention span is terrible. So, of course, when Seth came out and then, he started talking, I went, womp, 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 womp. Because now I'm like, you're just talking about yourself and, how you have this and womp, 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 and you're going to be the championship. So it doesn't really matter. Womp, 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 womp.
Shout out to that amazing new briefcase.
Yes, right? And then it's like, womp, womp, womp. And then CM Punk, womp, womp, womp. And it's like, oh my God, you and your obsession with CM Punk.
Said womp,
womp, womp, womp, womp, womp. And then here comes CM
goodness.
Punk. And I'm like, I'm on site. I ain't talking shit to you. Bah, 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 bah. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. Where's my people? The CM Punk push Gunther like, And got to look at him like, wait a minute. He was like, I'm not even in this shit. And he's like, oh, well, I can't get to him because I'm not about to fucking chase his ass all the way up there because I did have a match the other night and I ain't about to chase his ass. So, fuck that. And then the fact to see, he's like, Seth is like, whew, yeah, I did it. You ain't coming up here. See you later. Yeah. And then LA Knight is like, it's like the little brother and little sister, like, you thought you won, huh?
It was the popcorn for me.
But it was like how he just popped up and Seth was like, yeah. And all you see is LA Knight just come like, should I tap you on the shoulder or should I just pour something? Let me just pour it on you. And then he's like, what? And now they fighting. And I was like, see, that was good because now, Seth, you keep talking about no one want problems with you, but look how many enemies you have caused yourself. Now,
So many.
you don't want no problems with nobody else because now, where was your people at? Where was your people? They were nowhere to be found.
Braun was backstage.
They were nowhere to be found. And they proceeded to let your ass get whooped.
That they did.
I was
overall,
like,
that
you
was
need
great. To lower their pay, dock it, because you know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't where you were needed.
Where were they?
No.
CM Punk beat your ass. Where were they? They ran away. But either way, it was good.
It's fun. I love that segment. All right. Bailey and Lyra. All right, guys. What the hell kind of ending was that? Like, question mark? Why would you ever let a match end like that? Where you're like, it's a tie. Both of your things are down.
Yeah, she was like, it's a draw.
Jessica.
It was a draw. And they're like, wait, what are you talking about? It was me.
And then they proceeded to fight. So now, this little truth that was going on, the bubbling up, has now finally, now we into it. I think it's definitely leading to a triple threat, which I kind of said already.
That's definitely.
An evolution with Bailey and Lyra and Becky to kind of all come together, and we'll find out we have a new Intercontinental Champion. And I think it may be Becky anyway, because apparently Bailey and Lyra need to settle their differences now. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It was a good match. You know how much I love Bailey, but like, I really wanted to see her particular feud with Becky.
Yeah,
that's what I was waiting on. Lyra is just inconvenient right now. Like, no offense, babe. Love you. Think you're great. But I really wanted to see Becky and Bailey have this rivalry and really to spend some time on them because we haven't had enough time of their conflict with each other. And even seeing them together in the match that they had, they just are great together. So I'm like, no offense, Lyra. Go find someone else to play with.
Like, I definitely don't think it should be a triple threat match initially. I think that's what they do. And I feel like it's becoming more of a trend to just start doing triple threats versus just letting the rivalry be what it is. And let us deal with her later. Like, everything don't have to be a triple threat. Everything does not have to be a triple threat. We don't always have to see all three of them fight at the same time. We can continue building. Maybe she keeps messing up and she keeps interfering with the match. Like, and not really trying to interfere, but she's interfering. Like, something of that nature to
I
keep
don't want to see that.
No, but I'm saying, but something to keep building their storyline separately. Like, trying to separate everybody's storylines.
Yeah,
everybody's storyline should not always mesh, and now we have no choice but to do a triple threat match. Like, that's just stupid.
I agree. I really don't. I didn't want one. I said that before. I definitely don't want it now. It doesn't mean I don't think Lyra, Becky, and Bailey are fantastic. But the rivalry I wanted to focus on was Becky and Bailey. Now, Lyra, there's lots of other people to play with on Raw. Where's Ivy at? She out there somewhere chilling? Why don't you mess with her for a little while?
Or go after Catherine. Not, that's her name, Catherine? No. Yeah, Catherine, the care. No?
Stephanie, honey. Stephanie. I was like, who is Catherine Vicaire? Yep. And y'all thought I was tired. This is real. This is real. Go.
I'm so
All right,
sorry.
Miss Vicaire, I gave you a whole
I
name,
know, I gave you a whole name.
Ooh,
I'm
girl.
sorry.
Anyhow,
good
but
Lord.
I just want some separation, like you said. I get what you're saying, and that's what I want. Some more separation, because I really wanted them to spend the time on Becky and Bailey. I really want to spend some quality time on that. All right.
And
Let's
also,
continue. Go
stop
ahead.
trying to fill the card up so fast with
Yeah,
non-essential matches. If we
that.
are going to show the evolution of women, make it make sense. I don't want it to be just 3 matches, 'cause so far I've only seen 3 matches where it's gonna be the Battle
They're
Royal.
slow on this build. Everyone's
Yeah.
talking about that. It's
There's only
slow.
it's so far it's gonna be, the tag team titles, which I still feel like y'all should just vacated them and made them fight for it and not just give them the titles. Like, make it like no one's the title and this is what it is. But
Mhm.
whatever. We'll get to that segment later. But stop slowly building it. Like, give me real evolution of matches. Like, I should see, and it shouldn't be a 3-card or 4-card match. It should be, give me the caliber and respect for the female wrestlers that they deserve. And they should, if this is going to be their whole PLE, then give me a good 6, 7 matches, because there's out there. We can have Zelina sitting here trying to get her championship back, having her rematch with
Julia.
Julia. We can sit here and have yes, the Intercontinental Championship match. We can also sit here. There's so many other things we can be doing. Like, both of the titles should be on the line. Both women's champion titles should be on the line. And
Yeah.
have, because then you can have
Not just that, like,
right,
just
you can
not
have
the
Naomi,
world's
yeah,
champions, the Intercontinental and the US championship,
championship. But I'm
the tag
saying
team
the tag team,
championship, like,
but
yeah.
then we can have, if you really want Naomi to be a lurker, she could be lurking on anybody's match. That's how you do it. I promise I should be a writer. Anyway, go ahead.
Maybe you should, because honestly, I think that's what's missing. My thing is, like, we know we have what, 2 weeks? It was 2 weeks last week, I
Mhm.
think, right? Or I
Well,
didn't change my calendar, so I don't know yet. But either way, we know that it's coming up. And my problem is that we don't have a lot of time to build this stuff. But you have all of these things in the works. So
it's literally
come
like
on now.
a week and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say, y'all need to like get to speeding this stuff up more and more focus on the women. And if you had told the stories equally
Mhm.
at the same time that you're telling these male stories, then you would have had the opportunity to just kind of transfer some. Again, like there's opportunities to move this along. Yes, I'm trying to see Tiffany defend her title. Yes, I want to see Io defend her title. Rhea, whatever, don't care. Either way, would
Like, it
like
shouldn't
her
be at
to defend
SummerSlam.
it.
Like,
No, it should be at Evolution. I want to see the tag team titles up. And I did like that they announced that. But I'm like, everything, everything that has women's in front of it. They even got the NXT women's titles like showing up on Evolution, which is crazy because we have a lot of people on the main roster who aren't getting their opportunity. So I just feel like this is one of my biggest challenges, period. I know it's hard to write for so many people and to tell all of these stories, but it can be done and it can be done effectively. And you can weave people in and out of these stories. For instance, let's talk about the Judgment Day novella and how it has continued. Because frankly, this week, Finn was over there like the happy leprechaun in the corner. You know what I mean? Like you could just see him with his pot of gold and his rainbow because everything he ever wanted to happen has occurred. Everything. You got he got Roxanne voted in despite Dominic's I need to ask Liv. And he's like, no, be a man, make a decision. Then
and then
he
Raquel
got
looking at him like, Negro, what you
Raquel
doing? Why
did
you
it
saying
too.
that? But she did not say yes. She just said, don't, what she say? She said,
Hold up your
hold your end of the bargain,
mm-hmm.
Chiquita.
Yep. And then
That's it.
cheers with the titles. That was great. That was great. This, I mean, it never ceases to be entertaining. So I will appreciate that there's always some new dynamic. I love that the match with the New Day and Finn and JD was on it. It was a good match and it was good to see. Even though, I mean, when did New Day really defend those titles? So anytime y'all want to mix things up, we need some more tag teams on Raw, period. But like seriously, mix some things up. So they didn't even have a chance to really be championship holders. And now we have Finn and JD who will also not have the chance to be, showcasing their championship chops. But and then Dominic and AJ and his doctor's note. Just
First off, AJ putting glasses on was a classic Negro I can't see. Hold on, let me read this.
I love this for you because same. I'm not gonna read that without my glasses. I'm like, hold that thought, my guy. I need my reading glasses. But I feel like all of this could have worked together. But I could also argue, just like you, that that match with the New Day and Finn and JD could have happened at
Night
Night
of
of Champions.
Champions. Mm-hmm.
Just like the match with the Wyatt Six and the Street Profits could have happened at Night of Champions. If it's really going to be a Night of Championship, then you really gotta like prove it to the point, which is a bigger problem. But back to Judgment Day. I'm enjoying all the mess. I can't wait till Liv comes back and finds them in utter shenanigans.
Pretty much seeing that she's replaced.
And Finn is plotting. Finn is plotting. So what is he plotting, Tanisha?
Replacement. It's time for you to go. Out the door. Suck that you're injured, but you out. And
He's
Roxanne's
plotting
in.
Liv's demise.
Absolutely. He didn't like her from the jump. He didn't want her around the first time.
That's true. That's true.
And, even though he still turned on Damien and Rhea, I think he had no choice but to turn on Rhea. I don't think he really wanted to. I think he did it. I think he did it because, Liv is here and she's like, I'm this and da 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 and da la la. And it's just like, all right, fine, I'm tired of hearing you talking, so fine, whatever. But I mean, I think he was plotting this all along, and I think Roxanne just kind of fit the bill.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for her to bring him some more chicken nuggets, and that's about it.
That's crazy work, and she will, and eventually he will melt into Roxanne's arms, waiting arms. All right, let's talk Sami Zayn and that Karrion Kross and that pipe situation because
I heard that.
Karrion,
Like
why did he need to say your name, first of all? I was confused at that question. But second, ouch. 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 Okay? Like, to hear it, it hurt my feelings from where I was sitting all the way at my house. So I was like, poor Sammy just can't catch a break.
Clearly, he was gearing up to fight somebody because he had the thing, so I don't even know who he was supposed to fight.
I have no idea. That's a good question.
Wait, no. He did. He ended up fighting. He had his tag team match, but it was still
I was gonna say he's still because him and Penta, which I want to take a moment and say this, Sammy and Penta are what I call excellent utility players because they can be in a tag team with anyone and shine. And the fact that you put them together was just hella enjoyable. Thank you, Sammy, for doing that strut because the WWE ruined this for me. You may never cut out Penta's entrance again. It is so essential to his character and the audience that it was unacceptable that it got cut. I was like, y'all need to do something. It cannot happen. But I did appreciate him, Sammy, and Penta doing a little walk in the ring. But again, I love the match. I thought they looked great as always, but I really feel like those two can be tag team with anyone and they just look like stars. It doesn't even matter where you put them.
I mean, definitely, I agree with that. I mean, for sure. So far, every time I've seen them tag team, especially Penta, I'm starting to really see why you like him. He's very technical, and the fact that you can have chemistry with anybody and made it seem like you guys have been working together forever is truly one of a kind because not everybody has that type of chemistry with people. So that's really good to actually see that. And yes, seeing the strut, I was like, what the hell? Then I was like, you know what? I don't expect nothing less from Sammy because Sammy just, he's just one full ball of fun energy and it still rings in my head when he said Usi. And then, that's when it was like, okay, yeah, you were always special, but you're real special now. But
Yeah, he
either
fits in everywhere.
He fits everywhere. And then let's talk about it. I'm happy Jay did not let him get tsunami'd.
Amen. Because, sir, how many times? Like, how many times?
I ain't gonna lie. They shouldn't even allow that, okay? Because this man is how many pounds? Falling on people. I don't care how much brakes you put in there and back bumps and whatever. He gonna get hurt. And he wasn't gonna stop at one. And then the Negro gonna sit here and hold him down. What are we? What kind of nonsense is this? This is stupidity. Stupid. Got tan juice probably all over him too. That's terrible. I'm happy Jay came out.
I am too. I'm happy Jay came to the rescue. It was good to see him again, and then also, like, wow. Wow, it was a lot to go through. We didn't get into much about Sheamus and Rusev. That match was,
A long match, but it was good.
it was long. It was good. Sheamus doesn't ever have a bad match. I would like to see I know they're starting to kinda build this story. I want them to spend some time on Rusev, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, I think we talked about this briefly, and I don't know if we talked about it on our show or earlier. Like, maybe bringing Lana back, like, something to, like, give he's missing something. Does that make sense? Like, he's
Yes.
excellent as a wrestler. He does amazing work, but his character is missing a little sparkle, and I don't know what it is. That it factor that really takes him over the top because he's someone who should also be seen as like a contender, certainly for intercontinental, some kind of championship,
US.
or even the like world championship, really. But it just feels like they're keeping him on the side over here somewhere, and I don't. Maybe because of the things that are going on, which is
Mhm.
fair, but his character's missing a little something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Lana. Maybe it's some more backstory. You know who I do think does a really good job of stuff like this? Of, like, standing out even amidst all this stuff is Aleister Black. Like, he's has this, like, magic with him, and I don't just mean his interests, I mean his presence is magic.
Mhm.
Whenever you see him, you're like, "Oof, uh-oh." Even him sitting down in the middle of the ring is just like,
It's
"Imma
his
pay
aura.
attention." It's
Mhm.
just something that just makes him someone you have to watch, and I feel like Rusev is missing that a bit. Sheamus always kinda has it, but this pairing, it was fine. They did a great job. It was a longer match for me, but it didn't stand out as much as I would have liked it
Mhm.
to. Especially with how crazy Monday was, right? So, with that, let's wrap up.
We are looking forward to SmackDown,
That we
seeing
are.
whatever is going to come after that, because I'm not sure what's gonna be there. But I do know who's gonna be there, Naomi, and the Money in the Bank, and we're gonna probably see Tiffy and her nonsense again, and Nia probably upset that she didn't win, and
Yes. But Tiffy did a good job. I did finish that match, I will say.
I
I
mean,
thought
yes, it did.
Tiffy did a good job with that match against Nia. Did it feel like a real
No, it didn't.
last woman standing match? No, it
No,
didn't. But okay, it was fine.
but
And I did appreciate, like you said, Naomi coming out because yes. That was
and
great.
then, probably seeing what that may be, that may lead for Jade and Naomi, and now that she's Queen of the Ring, and what that may entail if she's gonna be in her head.
She gets a title shot.
She does get a title shot at SummerSlam, but I'm saying as in, like, is now with her being Queen of the Ring, are we going to play that she's now feels she's royalty and it's gonna go to her head
I hope so.
like it does everybody else?
I hope so. Remember Queen Zelina? That was delightful.
It was, but we'll see.
Queen Nia was also delightful.
It was, until she was bullying Tiffany too
Yeah.
much.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
whatever. Tiffany did what she had to do. But I think the crowns going to heels works the best. I know I've said this before. I am a little worried about Cody though. I'm like, yeah, Cody doesn't seem like a king type person. See what I mean? I feel like Randy would have made a better king.
because he would have leaned into that. He would have leaned into that.
It's just I just feel like he would have. But with that,
He would have been King Viper.
uh,
Oh, look at that. I'm just coming out with names
you
today.
are just
I'm
on a
just
roll
spitting them
today.
out.
Just on a roll. With that, we want to thank you for joining us today while we impact the week in wrestling. We want to sit here and remind you this is your moment to subscribe so that you're the first to find out when our episodes hit. They do hit on Thursdays and Fridays, typically during the week. We have our life episode. So, in case you ever wanted to know the 5 songs that we are on our summer playlist, we talked about that today. And in fact, you also will get to hear how we feel about Marvel and movies and lots of other things.
Yeah, we went on a tangent today. We just
We
wanted to give
did.
you some little light, little light, fluffy, little fun stuff. Because soon it's going to be hard again.
It's not gonna be hard. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
growth
it's
opportunities.
going to be growth opportunities, but what I mean as in hard, as in like it's going to make you think. And you're going to have to get real with yourself.
Yes.
Look at that.
Okay, here she
I'm
go.
getting
Anyway,
good. Hey. All right. Sorry.
all right. So if you wanted to get and learn a little bit more about us, that's your opportunity to hit that. button. So again, you get the opportunity to see our episodes in real time. And then with that,
We're not new.
where can they
Where can we find us?
find our podcast? Nice try. Nice try. We're not wrapping up just yet.
We're going because how the wordings went. Where can they find us? You want me to start or you want to start? Okay.
You.
Well, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, Threads. Also, you can hear us. Oh, and YouTube. YouTube is very important. You can also hear us on iHeartRadio, Pocket Podcasts, Music, Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, Spotify. You can also see us and watch us. And please make sure you check out our website, maineventmamaspodcast.com, where you can get all our info, all our socials,
Our videos.
our videos. Also,
Join our mailing list.
absolutely. And make sure you subscribe, because I don't think she said that. She just said press the button. Subscribe so you can get the bell. So you can hit that bell so you hear it and it goes ding, ding, ding when our new episodes come up, or even our shorts. And keep commenting.
Which we drop a lot of those, so thank you for that. So I want to say we're not new to this.
We're so true to this. And this was
And
Main
this
Event
was Main
Mamas.
Event Mamas.